Hello, this is Minister Carol of If Carol Can Ministries, partnered with Joshua House of Worship and Joshua Generation Radio. The purpose of If Carol Can is to empower, equip, and encourage all women who've ever been the victim of violence, low self-esteem, and abuse, whether at the hands of someone else or even self-inflicted. My goal is to expose the lie and reveal the truth. It's time to break the silence and reveal the truth about why so many women stay in abusive relationships. I want you to get informed so that you can be transformed. I'm living proof that there is life after abuse when we make the right choices. You are not what happened to you. You can find out more about If Carol Can Ministries at my website. Please visit www.ifcarolcan.com. And always remember that if Carol can, If Carol Can is a part of Joshua House of Worship, the place where the love of God abounds unconditionally and worship comes to life. Please join us this Sunday for our prayer service at 8 a.m. Our Sunday school begins at 9:30. Then join us for a worship experience at 11 a.m. Be my special guest. I look forward to meeting you at 4748 West Martin Street in San Antonio, Texas, at the Joshua House of Worship. We'll see you there this Sunday.
with what God is going to do with you two together. What is it that you're going to do, Minister Elmo and Minister Cheryl? What are you going to do with what God gave you? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I want you to make it personal today. Whatever it is that God told you to do, you stop procrastinating. You do it, do it till you're satisfied. And when you get tired, do it again. You do it over, and you do it over, and you do it over, Deacon Dan. You do it over until God says quit. And when he says finish, you can stand before him and he'll say, well done, my good and faithful servant. You made
You can tune in to my If Carol Can radio broadcast each day at 12 noon Central at www.joshuagenerationradio.org. Thank you for listening in and for spreading the word about this broadcast. And always remember the word of the Lord. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written therein. Then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be thou dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Always remember the word of the Lord. And remember, if Carol can, so can you.